Welcome everybody, Film Fan 108 here with my Blu-ray pickup video for October of 2018, and I have a massive stack to show you guys for the month. Oh yeah, I definitely picked up quite a lot as promised, guys. So let's get into it with the first title that I picked up for the month of October, and that is none other than Bloodfest. Now, this was a curiosity for me. I watched it before doing the Out and About video the beginning of October, and I don't know what exactly I was expecting because I hadn't really heard of the title, and I'm usually not a big fan of Rooster Teeth. Not that they're a bad, kind of comedy group community there, but I was like thinking, oh, they're doing a horror film. I wasn't expecting much. Really, I wasn't. And once I watched this movie, man, I fell in love with this so much. Basically, it's about these group of kids, sort of teenagers, who go to this sort of horror festival to watch horror movies and to sort of get the crap scared out of them. And they soon realize that oh my god, people are actually getting killed for real, and we have to survive the night, and we have to sort of avoid all of these crazy and over the top people trying to kill us, and all kinds of different levels of the festival, different kind of people trying to kill you. And honestly, it's actually really, really great of a movie, guys. I just had a ball and a really fun time watching this movie. It's gory as hell. It's bloody as hell. The kills are pretty cool in there. I like the comedy. I like the acting. I was actually really pleasantly surprised by the movie. I don't know, I just wasn't expecting much, but I came away really, really enjoying it. This is definitely going to be one of those underrated gems that I think people are going to find over time. I think you guys should definitely check it out. It's actually really, really great. I had a fun time watching this movie. And, even watching it multiple times, you find new stuff to look for in the movie. Different people who are dressed up, different killers, things in the background. Really cool here. I actually really enjoyed it a lot. One of the better, newer horror movies to come out this year. Definitely one that I think you guys should check out here. And the Blu-ray actually has some pretty cool stuff here. You have the art and design of Bloodfest. You have the Bloodfest VFX breakdown. You have slash scenes. You have filmmakers' commentary talking about the movie as well and the making of it and the actors and everything. Really in-depth stuff here. I actually really do like the movie a lot. And this is actually a very pleasant surprise for me. Again, I was not expecting how much I was actually going to really love this movie, but sometimes you're pleasantly surprised, guys, and this was definitely one that I was pleasantly surprised by. You guys should definitely check it out if you have not yet. Bloodfest. Then the next title that I picked up is a Scream Factory Collector's Edition here, and not exactly an upgrade because I had the previous Blu-ray, but I had to pick this up. I'm a huge fan of the movie, guys. And that is Trick or Treat right there with the new art from Scream Factory right there. Very cool. I love the artwork here. And also on the inside, the theatrical cover art right there as well. Very cool stuff here. I really like that art a lot. And this is one of the best horror anthologies. And you know what? I really do love horror anthologies. They're some of my favorites in the horror genre. But honestly, finding a really good one, a really memorable one, is a dime a dozen, guys. It really is. There's some really good ones like the VHS anthologies, the ABCs of Death. Those are good ones too. But I don't necessarily consider them memorable, or they're not ones that I would say is like it's like a staple every year you're gonna watch. This one is. This is a great one where it basically takes place all in one night on Halloween, and it tells all these different tales, whether we're talking about vampires or werewolves or ghosts, or just like slashers, people killing. It goes through the whole gamut of Halloween. It has a great, who has become actually a horror icon now, the character of Sam. It's it's a really well done, well told horror anthology that really captures the spirit of Halloween and really just has become, I think, a staple for people now to watch every single October. It definitely for me too. I love this movie so much. And it's a shame because this movie never got a theatrical distribution. Warner Brothers just dumped this movie on DVD and Blu-ray, and I think the audience found it over time, fell in love with it. It became a cult classic, rightfully so. It definitely is very well worth it, guys. And also, here's something else. I know they're thinking about doing a sequel. I know that Michael Dougherty, who directed this film, I believe he's talked about coming back to do a sequel. I would absolutely love seeing a sequel, guys. I think this movie is genius. I caution only doing a sequel because I love this movie so much. I don't want a sequel to sort of taint it. But you know what? Even if the sequel's bad, I think the movie still, this one is just absolutely classic. And some movies just hit at the right time. People really find it, and this is one of those movies. And Scream Factory did a really great job with this, guys. I think the picture quality is really great here, and the special features are plentiful. You get here a Tales and Folklore and Fright, including interviews with the writer, director Michael Dougherty, conceptual artist, storyboard artist. You get that. You also get Sounds of Shock and Superstition with Michael Dougherty as well, and the composer. You get the audio commentary, additional scenes, Trick or Treat Season's Greetings, which is actually an animated movie that, animated short movie that Michael Dougherty actually directed, which has the character of Sam in it. This was before he ever made this movie. Really interesting stuff here. You also get school bus FX comparisons, extensive still gallery, theatrical trailer, and so much more. They definitely put the love into this release, and it is very much worth it. One of the best horror anthologies that I can honestly recommend to you guys. Yeah, if you love the Halloween season, if you love really great horror movies, feel very old school, and if you really love like real cool sort of iconic Halloween characters, Sam is that. This movie is awesome, and you guys should definitely check it out. Trick or Treat. Then the next title that I picked up is not a horror title, but definitely a great action thriller that I really loved, and that is none other than Hotel Artemis right here, guys. Yes, I love this movie, Hotel Artemis. Now, I saw this in the theater, and before I ever saw it in the theater, I was really pumped to check this movie out because I thought the trailers were really fucking awesome, guys. I thought, man, this is some great action stuff. It looks really awesome here. And I was not disappointed. Basically, it takes place sometime in the future where basically there is this hotel or series of hotels which cater to criminals, and if criminals are in trouble or if criminals need repairing, if they need some sort of help, if they got a gunshot wound or a stab wound, or if they're in need of medical attention, they go here. And if you are a member, you get in and you get treated. And it's during this sort of time where there's like some unrest going on, I believe in LA, and uh, basically there's riots going on, and Jodie Foster's character, who takes care of the hotel itself, is taking care of these other criminals, and there's a lot of sort of crazy stuff going on with police officers and everything like that. It's actually a really solid movie, guys. Honestly, I was surprised by the movie because I don't know what I was expecting. I knew it was going to be cool, but I really love, like I said, it's slightly sci-fi, so there's a little bit of sci-fi technology in there, which is really cool. I think the action is really cool in here. Jodie Foster does a really great job. Dave Bautista is in this. He kicks all kinds of ass. Sophia Boutella is really great in here as well. I actually really love Sophia Boutella. She actually has become one of my favorite actresses as of recent, and she does a really kick-ass job here. You also get Charlie Day in here as well, who plays this really great sort of scumbag arms dealer character, and he does a really awesome job in here. Jeff Goldblum in a very small role. I love me some Jeff Goldblum. He does a really great job here as well. It's a fun movie, man. It's a really fun movie, and I really did enjoy it a lot. And again, man, to me, it didn't get a lot of love in the theaters. I don't think a lot of people really knew much about this movie, and I think I think people will find this movie over time. It's not going to be one of those ones where it's an instant hit and people are talking about it. It's going to be one that people sort of catch over time, whether it's on cable or whether somebody like me suggests it to you guys. It's one I think that deserves the love, and definitely go out and check it. I think you guys would definitely enjoy it. And the movie looks great on 4K, man, and Blu-ray. Both look fantastic here. And the special features are not bad. There's really only one major special feature here, guys, which is the audio commentary with writer-director Drew Pierce and producer Adam Siegel. They have a ball talking about this movie. They talk about the making of it. They talk about how they came up with the concept, some of the sci-fi elements that they brought to it, the action, the actors. Really cool commentary here. I wish there was more. I wish there was a making of featurette and other things to check out with it, but I really did enjoy it, guys, and I think it's actually one of the better action movies to come out this year. It's actually really, really solid, and I think you guys will actually enjoy it. Check out Hotel Artemis, guys. Then the next title that I picked up is a TV movie that honestly I had no idea about, guys. I really didn't know much about this, but I've heard good things about it, so I kind of wanted to check it out and buy it, blind buy, but very well worth it. And that is Bad Ronald right here. Man, you know, I've heard about this movie. People have talked about this movie, and they said how great it was, and it's one of the best sort of almost like horror TV movies, and I was like, really? And even a lot of people who I've talked to, I said, oh, I'm picking this up, and they're like, I've never heard of Bad Ronald. It's one of those ones that I don't think many people know about, but the people who do really love it, and I can't blame them because I really did enjoy this. Basically, it's about this kid named Ronald. He's in high school, and he's sort of a mama's boy. His mother is very much pampers him, and I guess a lot of the kids make fun of him and everything like that. And one day, this little girl is making fun of him, making fun of his mother, and he just accidentally kills her. And he goes to his mother and it's like, oh my god, I killed this girl and I didn't mean it, it was an accident. And she's like, we're gonna hide you inside the house, like inside the walls of the house. Nobody will find you, I won't say where you are. And he just hides there. And eventually the mother ends up passing away. She ends up dying. And Ronald is still living inside the walls. He's not leaving. And eventually the house is sold to other people, and he's now sort of creeping on them and watching them, and it's really a fascinating movie. I thought it was really well done. It's creepy. I like the performances. Kim Hunter from Planet of the Apes does a really great job as the mother here. Dabney Coleman plays the father who buys the house after the mother dies. Really, really great acting here. And again, it's one of those sort of unknown gems that I've heard so much about, and it was one of those blind buys where I'm really glad I picked it up. Like, again, I heard good things and I just rolled with it and said I'm gonna try to pick this up and see how good it is. I was happy with what I got. I thought it was really, really well done here. And Warner Archives actually did a really good job with this, guys. The picture quality is really good. The only problem is you don't get any special features here. And I was really hoping we would. I wanted some sort of commentary or some sort of interviews with some of the actors who I think they've got to still be around, some of them. I would love for them to talk about the movie or something, and we just didn't get it. And I really wanted that, man. I would have loved people to talk about this movie, but it is a really well done sort of. I believe it was from the 70s of a TV movie. I think that it's really cool that it finally got love on Blu-ray. I know that it came out on DVD a long time back, and it was like out of print, and it was going for a lot of money. And now it's on Blu-ray, and it's gotten the kind of love that it deserves, at least in the picture quality department. And yeah, if you guys have never heard of Bad Ronald, definitely go ahead and do it. I think it's a really, really great title. You know, it's not the most inventive horror movie of all time, but it's really good, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. Definitely check it out. Bad Ronald, guys. Then the next title that I picked up is another Scream Factory Collector's Edition, guys. Oh man, I was really super pumped to pick this up. I hadn't seen this movie in a long goddamn time. And that is House on Haunted Hill. Actually, the remake of House on Haunted Hill here. And as you can see, the Scream Factory art right there of the building there that they're trapped in. And also the theatrical art that came out as well. Very cool theatrical art too right there. Very nice. And, you know, this movie came out in 1999. Man, it's almost 20 years old. Isn't that kind of ridiculous, man? This movie's almost 20 years old. And this movie really came out before the horror remake craze was really going on at the time. It really was almost sort of like a front runner to a lot of the horror remakes that are happening, you know, once you got into the like 2000s and everything. But this is actually, I think, one of the better ones. It basically is about this party that goes on, this guy who ends up hosting this party for his wife, and he invites a bunch of people to the party, and there's all kinds of weird connections that these people have to the actual building itself and to each other, and they basically have to survive the night in order to each earn $1 million. And in order to survive, they have to go through a lot of really crazy and over the top scenarios, and they may have to even deal with some real life ghosts and some ghouls as well. This is actually really fun, man. Jeffrey Rush is really great in this. Famke Janssen, Jeffrey Combs, who plays the mad evil doctor here, he does a really great job also. Taye Diggs, a lot of really great actors in this piece, man. This movie is directed by William Malone, and he does a really solid job with this movie. It's really well done here. I actually really love this movie, and I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I rewatched it, obviously, once I bought it. And I thought to myself, oh man, is it going to be one of those cases of basically buying a movie, remembering it back in the day, and then I actually watch it again and not like it? Honestly, that's not the case, guys. This was actually really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was actually still a really solid remake. And again, I like the special effects in here. I like some of the kills. I like the building itself. I think it's actually a really effective horror movie for back in the day. Again, I think this was really popular for the time it came out. It was really ahead of a lot of those other remakes that came out. And I think that it's really effective of a movie. I actually do really enjoy it. It's fun. It's really a fun thrill ride that I think you guys would really enjoy here. And Scream Factory definitely gave it the love it deserves, guys. You get here a new 2K scan from the original film elements, which actually it looks really, really well here. You get new interviews with the director and the composer. You also get A Tale of Two Houses, which is a vintage featurette behind the visual effects, deleted scenes, theatrical trailer, TV spots, and much more. Really, really great. And you also get the old school audio commentary that William Malone did back in the day for this, which is a really great audio commentary. He really delves into the reasons behind why he made the movie. A lot of the practical effects that people thought were actual visual effects. He talks so much about the movie. He definitely has a lot of information here. And it's a really great remake of a really great classic horror movie. A lot of remakes aren't really that good, guys. A lot of them actually fall flat, but this one, I was really pleasantly surprised, guys. And I thought that, honestly, it's one of the better ones to come out in quite a while. And I think you guys would really dig it. I think you guys would have a lot of fun with it. Definitely check it out if you get the chance. House on Haunted Hill. And the next title that I picked up is a Arrow Video title, and it's actually a Region B release, a Lucio Fulci movie. It was October. I had to pick up some Fulci. You guys know that. And none other than City of the Living Dead right here, guys. Look at that very cool artwork there. And on the back side too. And actually, this is a hard case right here, which actually is really, really cool. Very, very sturdy. Looks beautiful. And you get a lot of stuff in this release, guys. You get, of course, the new artwork that I put up there, which is very cool there for City of the Living Dead. Very nice. It also ends up coming with a booklet here with a lot of facts and information, pictures talking about the movie, articles. Actually really cool to flip through, man. This is a really, really awesome booklet. A lot of stuff here to look at. And also you get here a poster as well, which comes with the alternate title for the movie called Gates of Hell right here. And on the flip side, of course, you get the artwork for City of the Living Dead. Very nice here as well. And more as well, guys. You also get on the inside of the Blu-ray, you also get these sort of lobby cards here, guys. A bunch of lobby cards showing off images from the movie. A whole bunch of stuff here. Very interesting stuff here to look at as well. Very, very cool stuff indeed with this release, guys. A ton of stuff that you get for your money. And honestly, this is one of the Lucio Fulci titles that I never saw, guys. Now, I bought a lot of Lucio Fulci. If you guys have definitely been keeping up with the Blu-ray pickup videos, you guys definitely know that. But of course I haven't seen everything Fulci, and this is definitely one of the ones that have passed me by, but I know it's one of the more popular of his titles. And I really did enjoy it. You know, it's kind of an odd movie a little bit. It's basically about this priest that commits suicide, and he opens up this gate from hell, and sort of these undead zombie-like people are sort of coming out and wreaking havoc, and a bunch of these people have to go and try to stop it. The movie is kind of all over the place. Some of the plot doesn't make a lot of sense at times, but the blood and the gore here are really fucking awesome. If you guys have seen it, you definitely know what I'm talking about, whether it's people spewing up guts or drills through the head. Very cool stuff here, guys. Really, really well done here. I thought the acting was pretty cool too. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a blind buy, but when Arrow announced it, I was like, "This, I gotta get this, man. It seems like a really cool release, and it definitely delivered in a big bad way." I I don't believe the U.S. ever got a big collector's edition release of City of the Living Dead. I know I've heard rumors in the past of people like Code Red maybe doing something or other companies, but nobody I don't think has really done anything major. I know this is a Region B release, but I'm really happy to have a region free player, and so titles like this is not a problem for me. But you guys should definitely invest in a region free player because you are definitely missing out on great Arrow releases and stuff that is just wonderful overseas that I love to pick up. This is definitely one of them. I was really happy to pick this up, and Arrow did an awesome job on this release, guys. The picture quality is absolutely amazing here. Basically, you get a new restoration from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. You get an audio commentary by one of the stars and a journalist. You get another audio commentary by another star and a writer for Arrow Video. You get The Art of Dreaming, a new interview with the production designer, a new interview with the cameraman, new interview with the screenwriter, a new interview with a couple of the actors of the piece. You get a couple of retrospectives talking about the zombie genre. A couple of more interviews with critics talking about appreciation for Fulci and this film especially. A lot of stuff, man. A lot of really fantastic, amazing interviews on this thing. Boy, when Arrow delivers, they deliver in a big bad way, and this is one of these titles. Really amazing. I'm so happy to have this to the collection. Another Fulci title, man. And yes, I haven't watched all of the full Fulci titles. I'll easily admit, guys, but you know what? That's kind of the fun, discovering more wonderful, new, and interesting Fulci titles. And this is definitely worth it, guys. If you have not checked out City of the Living Dead, definitely do. If you're a fan of Fulci, definitely do it. And if you're a fan of Arrow, what are you doing, guys? Pick up this release. Really cool. City of the Living Dead. Then the next title that I picked up, I had to pick it up, man. I love Marvel, and this was a really a fun blast to watch in the movie theaters. And that is the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Cinematic Universe Edition. And I really love the lenticular here. Very cool stuff here, if you guys can see it. Yeah, very nice. And I had a ball watching this movie, guys. I really love that first Ant-Man movie. I think it's actually really well done, very creative, a really fun and funny movie. And I was really anticipating when they announced the sequel. I was like, wow, we're getting more Evangeline Lilly. She's finally getting into the costume and being the Wasp. More Paul Rudd, more Michael Douglas. I'm like, okay, I'm bored in a big bad way. And I know a lot of people really weren't wanting this movie because in Infinity War was such a big movie, and it came out and it just was like, and it had such a big cliffhanger that people kind of wanted to know more of what was going to happen next. And Ant-Man and the Wasp is definitely a detour that is taken away from stuff like Infinity War, but it's a necessary detour. It tells you the story of why basically he wasn't in Infinity War, Ant-Man, and it tells a really great story about trying to find Hank Pym's wife, and you sort of get it. You get an understanding of why this movie had to come out before Infinity War Part 2. It was a necessary thing to come out. It kind of tells a connecting piece to that story. And it was actually a really fun movie, man. I think it's even more fun and more creative than even the first Ant-Man movie. There's a lot of really great stuff with him as Giant Man or him shrinking down to miniature size. I really loved it. It was a blast, man. And you know what? I really hope that they do a part 3 to this. I know this movie did really good at the box office, but it didn't do great. But I don't think you could expect Infinity War numbers with this movie. I think, it's a smaller movie compared to that. I hope that they do make another one because it is really awesome. Peyton Reed, who directed the first movie and this one, did a fucking awesome job here. I love him as a director. He is really knows his stuff with this character, and I hope he comes back, man, because, man, like I said, I had a fucking blast with this movie, and I'm a big Marvel fanboy. I am gonna admit that. I do love the movies. I love them all to a certain degree, and this one is definitely a favorite of mine. I definitely do love it a lot. And guys, they do have a few interesting, actually special features here, guys. They have a bunch of featurettes on the making of it, gag reel, deleted and alternate scenes. You also get an audio commentary, which, when this first got announced on Blu-ray.com, they did not actually say that it came with an audio commentary, and I know a lot of people actually got pissed about that. I was kind of shocked, because I knew they had one on the first film, and I was kind of curious why they didn't on this one, but Apparently they fit one in. Great audio commentary here. They have a blast talking about the movie. And of course they talk about Infinity War and the 10 years of Marvel and everything. And it is a really, really well done movie, guys. Paul Rudd kills it as Ant-Man. Evangeline Lilly, who I love Evangeline Lilly, even back from one of my favorite shows of all time, Lost. She's awesome in that. Michael Douglas still kills it in the role. Yeah, man, I love these movies, and I love what Marvel does. Marvel always does these interesting movies where you'll get sort of a heist film, or you'll get a big, like, superhero team-up movie, or you'll get, like, this sort of duo comedy thing like Thor Ragnarok, and they never make, I think, the same film twice. They sort of always switch it up a little bit, and I love the formula, and I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is awesome. If you guys have not checked it out, definitely do it. I think you guys would really enjoy it. If you're a fan of Marvel films like I am, it's a no-brainer. It's a great release. Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then the next title I picked up is a collector's edition release from Shout Select. It is actually an upgrade because I used to have the DVD, and when this got announced, of course, I was like, I gotta pick this up. And that is none other than City Slickers right here with the new cover art that Shout Select did. Actually, very cool. And on the inside, you get the theatrical cover art, which is really cool. I like that art a lot. Very, very awesome. And I've always been a fan of this movie. I actually really like City Slickers a lot. Actually, it's one of my favorite movies of Billy Crystal's. And basically, it's about this guy who is sort of down on the dumps in his life. He feels like he's doing the same thing over and over again. And he's just getting depressed, and he's not the same guy that he used to be. And him and his friends decide, you know what, we're gonna try to get the zest for life back. We're gonna go on this sort of going out on a adventure to herd cattle, and odd thing to do, but they go ahead and do it. And all of the adventures that they have and all the cool stuff that they come up with and do, and it's actually really, really fun, man. Billy Crystal kills it in here. He does an awesome job. Daniel Stern does a really great job with this movie as well. Also, of course, I gotta say the big one here, and that is Jack Palance. Jack Palance does a fucking awesome job in this movie. He kills it. He is awesome as Curly. Yeah, man, this is a really funny adventure, and it's a really sort of funny it's kind of weird. I would even call this movie a coming of age movie because it has sort of this coming of age quality to it of a guy who sort of finds himself, and I really did like that a lot. And now they've only released the first film. I don't know if this is successful and they'll release the second film. I do actually really like the second film as well. It's not as good as the first film, but I do really enjoy it, and I'm glad that Shout Select gave this the love that it deserves. It definitely deserves it in a big bad way. I really do love this film. You do get a new 4K transfer here, guys. You get the old audio commentary, you get the old featurettes and deleted scenes. You get nothing new as far as special features here, but I'm actually really happy with everything that Shout Select put on here from the old featurettes. And the transfer actually looks really good. They do a good job with it as well. So overall, I am happy with this release. I think they did a good job with it. And it's just nice to upgrade City Slickers to Blu-ray. Finally happy to do that and put it in the Blu-ray section of my collection, guys. Very cool. If you guys definitely haven't checked it out, definitely do it. City Slickers. Then the next title that I picked up is a Vinegar Syndrome release, guys, for October. I was very happy to pick up a couple of titles that I was very much anticipating. And the first Vinegar Syndrome title that I picked up is The Incubus right here, guys. With really cool slipcover here. This artwork is fucking awesome. On the backside as well. Very cool here. I love that artwork. My god, man. It looks fucking beautiful. Gorgeous. And on the inside here, you get the theatrical art as well right here, guys. Very cool artwork also. This movie, when it got announced, I had never seen the movie before. I had heard of it, but I never saw it. And I was like, I gotta watch this. So I checked it out on YouTube, watched it, really loved it. Basically, it's about there's somebody out there that is killing that is killing and raping women, and nobody really knows what's going on or who it is. In the meantime, this guy is having these sort of really vivid dreams and visions of the women who are getting attacked, and they believe it's this guy, and he doesn't really know if it's him or not. He doesn't know if he's sort of sleepwalking, or that the dreams that he's having is actually really going on at the same time. It's really interesting. I really did love the movie a lot. I thought it was a really fascinating movie. I love the attack sequences here. I think the acting is pretty good here. I love the creature effect, especially towards the end of the movie when they reveal the creature. Actually, really, really cool effects here. I think it's a really well done movie. It's an old school film. It definitely has a lot of old school feel to it, but I really enjoyed it, man. I I kind of wish they would have delved into the creature a little bit more, because the creature is really fascinating and it looks really cool. But we didn't really get it, but that's okay though, because I really do enjoy the movie a lot, man. It's a really old school sort of almost like a thriller mixed with a little bit of exploitation. I really did enjoy it, man. I thought this was really well done here. Consider me really surprised. And again, Vinegar Syndrome did an awesome job with this release, man. Of course, the artwork and everything looks amazing. Again, beautiful, beautiful artwork here. And the special features here, you get a decent amount of special features here, guys. You get you get an interview with the director, you get an interview with one of the main actresses talking about the movie, you get an interview with the director of photography, you get a commentary track with The Hysteria Continues, which is a pretty cool commentary track. They have a fun time talking about the movie. You get all alternate takes and trims from the movie, original theatrical trailer, multiple TV spots, and much more. Yeah, I was really, really happy with this movie, and again, I didn't know what to expect going into it, but I was really happy, pleasantly surprised. I was on the kind of on the edge of my seat, wondering what was going on and everything, and I had a blast watching the movie. I think it's a really well done movie, and if you guys haven't checked out The Incubus, definitely do it. I think you guys would really enjoy it. The Incubus from Vinegar Syndrome. Then the next title that I picked up is another Vinegar Syndrome title that I had to pick up, guys, and a one from the 90s that I had never heard of, but again, you get some really cool gems from the 90s at times, and that is Death by Temptation right here, which is really cool artwork right here on the slipcover, on the back side as well. You get that too with the cross there. And on the inside here, you get the theatrical art as well right here. If you kind of look right there as well. Very cool art. Very 90s. Very 90s, and very sort of like that time when in the 90s, like Spike Lee was very popular and a lot of people were sort of aping off of the success of Spike Lee. And this movie is a really cool movie, man. Again, this is another one I had never heard of, but when they announced it, I was like, I gotta watch this. And I watched it again on YouTube, and man, did I really, really love this title. Basically, it's about this woman who, she is a succubus. And she basically is having sex with these guys, and after she has sex with them, she ends up killing them and feeding on them. And all the while this is going on, there's this young man who is learning to become a priest, and he's almost close to becoming one, but he ends up deciding that he's going to go on this adventure to visit his friend who lives in New York City, and he's just going to kind of experience life a little bit before he ends up going into the priesthood. And it's him meeting up with the succubus, and the succubus has a history with him and his family, and she wants to kill him. And it's really interesting, really fun exploitation 90s movie, a very black exploitation. but I really enjoyed it, man. I thought the performances here were really cool. I love I I love the chick who plays the succubus. She's very confident. She's very badass. I really love her a lot. I love all of the sort of the practical effects here, the blood, the gore. I love the little creature effects they do at times with the succubus. I thought it was a really pleasant surprise, guys, and I didn't even know before going into this movie that this is actually it was shot at first. They shot the movie and everything like that, and then Troma actually picked this movie up. So it's actually a Troma movie, which is something that I didn't realize either, which is actually very cool. I did not realize this was a Troma movie. So cool, guys. And I think that Vinegar Syndrome did a really great job with this title as well, guys. It's really a blast to watch here. You get a brand new career-spanning audio interview with the writer, producer, director James Bond the Third here. It's almost like an audio commentary, but it's basically one of the people from Vinegar Syndrome interviewing him over the phone. He really has very fascinating talks about this movie, talks about his career, working with Spike Lee and everything, and the inspiration that he got, how he came up with the story. Very fascinating stuff here, guys. You also get Ernest Dickerson, who was the DP, and a candid conversation talking with Lloyd Kaufman. A film historian, Michael Gingold, talking about this movie, original trailer, archive gallery, and so much more. A really pleasant surprise of a movie. I really enjoyed this movie, guys. I thought it was a blast to watch. You know, I've always said it, guys. The 90s are not as good as the 80s. Fair enough. But I really do enjoy this movie, guys, and it's really a great slice of the 90s, and it's a really great underrated gem from the 90s, which I think you guys should really, really check out here. I was pleasantly surprised, guys. I love this movie. It was a blast. A great black exploitation film from the 90s that I think you guys would really, really dig. Definitely check it out if you haven't yet. I think it'll be well worth it. Death by Temptation. And the next title that I picked up, guys, is a collector's edition release of one of my favorite horror anthologies of all time, a Scream Factory release, and that is none other than Creepshow, baby, right here with this really wonderful slip box right here. Very cool artwork. Very nice, very secure. Really love this as well. The backside also to show you guys too. Very cool right here as well. And you get quite a bit here. You end up getting the booklet right here, guys, which has a lot of really cool artwork and wonderful pictures talking about the movie and everything. Really cool book, man. I really love checking this thing out. It was really, really awesome here, guys. Really loved this. And of course you get here as well, you get this here, which I actually switched the cover art. You get two cover arts. You either get this art or you get the other one where the skeleton is in sort of the like ticket booth, like window there. I switched it over to this one because I kind of like the comic book feel of it, but either one, you guys, if you pick one over the other, you're not wrong. It's really cool cover art regardless. I really did enjoy this art. And now, I will also, before I really get into talking about this release, I will also say this much, guys. I ended up also ordering direct from Shout Factory, and it came with two posters. They are still in the package here. Now, I did take them out and looked at them. They are messed up, man. I looked at them. They're all bent and warped, and they didn't really do a good job packaging these. I know that I'm not the only one that has had issues with this. Trust me, I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook and everything. I am in the process of contacting Scream Factory, Shout Factory, the customer service line, and getting them to give me a replacement. So I'm definitely going to do that. But yeah, I love ordering from Scream Factory. They're a great company. But they need to do a little bit better job of packaging their posters because, yeah, these are really messed up. Again, I could take them out and show you guys, but they're kind of a pain in the butt to actually get back in here, so I'm going to keep them in here. But yeah, definitely, I'm not the only one that has issues. If you guys have, definitely let me know. But yeah, the posters didn't come in the greatest condition. But that being said, guys, this release is amazing. And I will say that Scream Factory did an amazing job with this release. And honestly, with a movie like Creepshow, Creepshow is a fucking classic. Now, I talked about with Trick or Treat that, you know, horror anthologies, there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of them are really good. But as far as like classic ones, there's not really many out there that you can consider classic. Creepshow is, I think, the one. I think if you sort of have a level like a bar, Creepshow is at the top. It's at the top there, and everything else is always trying to catch up to Creepshow, and it doesn't quite do it. You know, it's always interesting of like the time when things are made and just hitting the right moment. And it was just a right moment in time where Stephen King was working with George Romero, and all the great actors came on board, and the stories were unique and interesting, and the special effects and the gore and the blood, and it's like all of the creative people like Tom Savini and all of these great actors, they all came together at the perfect moment in time, and it just hit at the greatest moment. I love this horror anthology. I love all the stories here. I think my favorite story, it's really tough, but I'm gonna lean towards the crate with the weird creature in the crate, that has like Adrian Barbeau in the story and Hal Holbrook and everything. I love that story. That's a great story. But you know what? I love the stuff with the roaches there and all this stuff. I love that too. So God, it's so tough, man. I even love the one with Leslie Nielsen. I think that's a great one as well. Like there's so many great parts to this horror anthology, and that's what I'm talking about. Like when a horror anthology, when you can love every single part of a horror anthology, and not feel like one was weaker than the other, you know it's perfect. And this is the perfect horror anthology. It is absolutely classic. George Romero kills it. He did an amazing job here. It is one of his best films, dare I say. It's one of the more popular ones that he's done, but I definitely think the creativity here with everybody, Tom Savini included, is amazing here. He killed it with this. It's awesome. And again, man, I think Scream Factory really hit it out of the park with this release in a big bad way, guys. They did an awesome job here. You get a new 4K scan of the original camera negative, supervised by the director of photography here. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The colors, everything pop. It's awesome here. You get a new audio commentary with Michael Gornick, a new Terror in the Three Rivers, a roundtable discussion with members of the cast and crew of Creepshow, new the comic book look, an interview with the costume designer, new the colors of Creepshow, a look at the restoration of Creepshow with Michael Gornick, audio commentary, the old audio commentary with director George Romero and Tom Savini, the other old audio interviews with Michael Gornick and John Amplis, and makeup effects assistant Tom Savini's behind the scenes footage. You also get a Horror Hallowed Grounds, a look at the original locations today, deleted scenes, theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spots, still galleries, and so much more. My God, man, this thing is fucking jam-packed. You knew when Scream Factory got it that they were either going to really hit it out of the park or it was going to be like a fucking terrible disaster of a release. Thankfully, they hit it out of the park, and it's really, really well done. If you guys can pick up this title, definitely do it. You guys will not be disappointed. This is an awesome release and a fucking classic of a horror anthology. Everything else pales in comparison. Creepshow is fucking amazing. Definitely highly recommended, guys. Creepshow. Then the next title I picked up is an Arrow video title, and it's a really big favorite of mine from Terry Gilliam, and that is none other than 12 Monkeys right here, guys. I really, really dig this movie a lot here. And what I really love about it is that you basically you get Bruce Willis in here, and Bruce Willis, this was really before Bruce Willis had his sort of main comeback with like The Sixth Sense. He was doing a lot of very interesting stuff at this time, whether it was this movie, The Last Boy Scout, The Color of Night. He was very experimental, doing a lot of weird, interesting films. And this movie is one of those weird ones where basically it takes place in the future, and there was this kind of disease or virus or sickness that basically killed off a bunch of people, and it was somebody released this virus out into the public, and basically this group of people decide that Bruce Willis is going to time travel to the past in order to stop the person from releasing this virus or disease out into the public. And so now Bruce Willis has to go and find the person that did this and stop them. And I really love the sci-fi here. I think the performances by Bruce Willis is awesome here. Brad Pitt is fucking crazy in this movie. He's awesome here. Madeline Stowe does a really great job as well. I love the look of this movie. The time travel, I think, is really cool. And you know, the interesting thing about time travel, I love movies that deal with time travel, but here's the problem. Time travel is very complicated, and if not done right, you end up like running trucks through like the plot holes that are in the movie. And now I'm not saying this movie doesn't have its plot holes, but I think they do a really good job with the time travel here, and they really think it through, and I think it's really, really awesome here. And Terry Gilliam, man, Terry Gilliam is one of my favorite directors of all time. He does really interesting and fascinating movies. I always love his directing. He always hits it out of the park in a big bad way here. And this movie is no exception, guys. This is a really wonderful film, and Arrow Video definitely gave it the love that it deserves. You get here, you actually get the slipcover here, which is actually really cool. You get the artwork here, and you also get the original art as well on the other side here as well. Very cool artwork there. I love that with all of the monkeys there with all the clocks. Very cool, awesome stuff here. And again, man, Arrow Video delivers as usual. You get great picture quality, a brand new restoration from a 4K scan. You get, let's see here, you get an audio commentary by Terry Gilliam and the producer, The Hamster Factor and Other Tales of 12 Monkeys, feature-length making-of documentary, The Film Exchange with Terry Gilliam, a 1996 interview with Gilliam and a critic recorded at the London Film Festival, a brand new appreciation by a biographer of Terry Gilliam, the 12 Monkeys archive, theatrical trailer, and much, much more. Yeah, Arrow Video definitely delivers as usual, and this is a really solid release, guys. You know what, man? I did have this on DVD, and when this ended up hitting, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna switch this over to Blu-ray. I'm so glad I did. This movie deserves a hell of a lot of love. A lot of people know about it, but some people may have missed out on it. If you did, definitely check it out. It's weird, it's odd, it's a little crazy and ridiculous at times, but I think it's really well done, and I think the time travel and sci-fi here is actually some of the best I've seen. Very well done here. I think you guys would really like it. 12 Monkeys. Then the next release I picked up, it's a sought after release, guys. Sony put this out for October, and when I heard about it, I had to jump on it in a big bad way. And that is the remake to Night of the Living Dead right here. Oh yeah, man, I was really excited to pick this up. And now, the interesting thing is that this was released two other times. Twilight Time ended up releasing it, but the picture quality, from what I heard, was absolute dog shit. The picture quality I heard was god-awful. And I know it also got released overseas. I think it was a Region 2 release, and I heard the picture quality was crap there. I think it was terrible. Thankfully, guys, the picture quality here is absolutely amazing. Sony hit it out of the park. The picture quality is awesome here. And talk about another really great remake. You know, I was talking about House on Haunted Hill. This is a really great remake as well. So well done here, man. Tom Savini directs this, and he hits it out of the fucking park, man. And you can really tell that he has a lot of respect for the original Night of the Living Dead. Well, he was friends with George Romero. They were best buddies, pals, and he wanted to pay respect to it and homage, but yet do his own thing as well. And it takes the same premise and the idea of the original Night of the Living Dead and it spins it into its own thing. It's really, really well done here. I think that Tom Savini hits it out of the park. I love the zombie effects in here. He is definitely a special effects artist, and he does an amazing job. His crew, everybody, man, hits it out of the park with the zombie effects here. I love the blood and the gore here. I love Tony Todd, definitely doing a great job in this role. Patricia Tallman does a really awesome job as well. Everybody really does a great job with this movie. And again, it's a really great remake from the 90s. Again, movies like this, House on Haunted Hill, are really great remakes before the craze really hit in a big bad way in the early 2000s. And this is a movie that, again, not all remakes are really all that good. A lot of them are really bad. But this actually was such a pleasant surprise. And like I said, I think they've made a great Night of the Living Dead remake. They've made a great Dawn of the Dead remake. Okay, they can't do great on Day of the Dead, but you know, hey, you can't always hit it out of the park, guys. But yeah, you know what? That first film, Night of the Living Dead, is a classic. This one, I think, is a really great cult classic of a movie. And I think, again, I think they paid homage to it really well, yet did their own thing and tried to not copy it completely. Again, I really appreciate this remake. I think it's a really well done thing. And again, Sony did an awesome job. Like I said, the picture quality is amazing here, guys. And also, you don't get a lot of special features here. You get all the stuff that got ported over here, which is basically the Dead Walk making of featurette and the director Tom Savini's commentary here. Tom Savini does a great commentary here talking about the movie, his influences, why he decided to make this remake, the homages that he did, the choices that he made. Very interesting here. He does a great job talking about the movie. And you also get a theatrical trailer here. Very, very well done movie, guys. I'm not always big into remakes. I'm not gonna lie. Remakes are not always my thing, but honestly, when a really good one comes along, I have to give it props. And Night of the Living Dead is one of those ones that is really well done. Very high up there in some of the best remakes, in my opinion. I think you guys would definitely enjoy it. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do it. And definitely pick this Blu-ray up. It's really awesome here. I actually, I had a gift card from Best Buy. Plus, I had a $5 gift card online as well, so I paid like $7 for this release, and it's going for like 25. So yeah, I was definitely lucky, and it's a great fucking release. Happy to have it in the collection and upgrade from DVD. Well worth it, guys. Night of the Living Dead. And last pickup, but certainly not least, another Shout Select Collector's Edition. None other than Dragnet, baby. Oh yeah, Dragnet. I was so super psyched to get this release, guys. You have the new art here that they did for the release. Also, on the flip side, you have the theatrical art right there. Very cool. I like that art. Very, very nice here. And this is a really underrated buddy cop comedy, man. Yes, it's sort of a remake of the Dragnet TV show, but that's really only in name only. I mean, they really do their own thing here, and it's so well done here. Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd are a great duo here. They are fucking hilarious. I love this so much. It's basically about these cops who end up trying to. There's this weird sort of like cult ring that's going on, and they're trying to stop this cult ring and the ringleader and everything, and all sort of hilarity and hijinks ensue from there. And it's such a fun, wild, ridiculous movie, and I fucking love it, guys. And this movie is really before Tom Hanks became sort of Oscar-winning, dramatic Tom Hanks. I love this sort of version of Tom Hanks, whether we're talking about Bachelor Party or Joe versus the Volcano. He does really cool stuff in this early period of his career, and Dragnet is definitely one of them. Dan Aykroyd is in top form here as well, and it's silly, but I love it. And my friend John and I, we definitely have a ball talking about this movie. You know, we talk about the chick who's in this movie, the character of Connie Swale, or the Virgin Connie Swale. We have a fun time talking about this movie. And when this got announced by Shout Select, I was over the moon. I was like, my God, man, somebody's finally appreciating this film. And I was so high on wanting to get this release, and they do not disappoint. It's a great release here. You get a new quiet evening in the company of Connie Swale, an interview with the co-star Alexandra Paul. Great interview with her. She's a ball talk. In the interview, she has a great time talking about the movie. A new audio commentary with pop culture historian Russell Dibble, I believe his name is. Very great audio commentary talking about the movie, talking about the time that it was made, the actors, the sort of comedy, Tom Hanks, Dan Aykroyd, really great commentary talking about the movie. You also get a promotional look at Dragnet from back in the day with Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks, original theatrical trailers and promos, photo gallery, plus so much more. This is a great release, and I'm glad the Shout Select gave it the love it deserved. Really, really well done, guys. And you know what? It's on Blu-ray for the first time. This has not been on Blu-ray before, and this is the first time that I will have it in the collection. I'm so happy that I get to keep it, man, in the collection for good. Such a funny movie, guys. If you guys have not checked out Dragnet or have never heard of it, please, guys, go out and check it out. It is so awesome, man. Really funny. I have a blast watching it, and just rewatching it again just made me love it even more. It's so awesome, guys. Definitely check it out. Dragnet. Alright, guys, that'll do it for my Blu-ray pickup video for October of 2018. And oh my God, my goodness, guys, I got a lot of stuff for October here, man. A lot of really cool releases. I told you guys that I was going to get a lot, and I hope I did not disappoint you. Let me know what you guys picked up for the month. October had so many releases, man, and much more than just what I got. There was so much stuff that came out, and man, I mean, whatever you got in October, it was good, because physical media was really good for the month, and it was really awesome, and I loved so much of the physical media that came out. My God, man, it was really well worth it. And, you know, now we're heading into November, and I really can't wait, because there is a lot of really cool stuff coming out. Stuff from Severin Films, stuff from Vinegar Syndrome, stuff from Scream Factory. Arrow's putting out some really cool stuff. You also have some really cool big box sets that are coming out this month, and also the Criterion sale is happening. You also have Black Friday coming up, so you're going to have some really great deals. So there is a lot of great physical media that is going to come out, a lot of stuff going on sale. November is going to be a very big month, and I have a lot of things planned for November. So definitely stay tuned to the Blu-ray pickup video for next month, because my God, that's going to be a really cool one. I got a lot of really cool stuff to show for next month, guys. Trust me. I got some pretty sweet pre-orders already up, and I can't wait to pick things up and watch them. And yeah, it's going to be really good, guys. So definitely stay tuned for that video next month. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, check out the other videos that I do. Check out the Blu-ray Out and About video I do every single Tuesday. Check out the other Blu-ray pickup videos. Check out the theatrical movie reviews that I do with my friends every single week. Plus so much stuff that's on the channel. So much content, all the playlists. Definitely check all that stuff out. If you're a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become part of the Film Fan Nation. I have a passion and I love talking about movies and physical media, man. I just love it. It's just something that I really care about, and I just love sharing the passion with you guys, and I hope you guys appreciate it, and I love the passion that I get back from you guys as well. It's really awesome. So if you haven't hit subscribe yet, definitely do that. Also, check me out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, FilmFan108. Keep up to date with all of the videos that I am doing, plus exclusive stuff that I do just for sometimes social media as well, so definitely check that out as well. Alright guys, that will do it for the video. Definitely enjoy what you guys picked up for the month, and by all means guys, I will see you back next month for another Blu-ray pickups video. Alright guys, happy hunting. Take care.